3 surefire signs that your partner is moving single-minded and not marriage-minded. First, let's get into merch. Guys, we have got new healthy relationship only mugs, so come and support the community. We are growing healthy relationships over here. So grab your mug and let's get into this video. Now, the first sign is that you are sleeping in separate spaces, whether that's separate bedrooms in the same house or whether that's actually separate properties, even though you're meant to be sleeping each night in the same property together. That is definitely the first sign. So let's start with Brianna and Vincent, because I think they had a little bit of a moment. And it seems to be that Vincent is really struggling with the smart comments from Brianna, or what he perceives as smart comments. He's also really made it quite clear that he doesn't like some of this bossiness. They obviously get into an argument this week. Like, he was like, is Vinny not intelligent? Is Vinny an idiot? Like, he had this perception that she was not only belittling him, but she was almost mentioning this term Vinny to be the Vinny who's a bit silly, the Vinny who might be the idiot, the Vinny who might not be so intelligent. His behavior, not him as such, but the behavior that he did following the argument was more movements like a single person rather than a married person. Now, this stood out for me because during this disagreement, he then actually voiced saying, well, look, hey, I can go home. Now they're getting ready for bed, guys, in their new home together because they've just got married. And this person, yes, he has his own property. She has her own property. But the fact that he actually, following a disagreement, is brave enough to pick up the bag and go and leave the house and go back home and leave his wife there. For me, that was a movement that was like a sign of someone who's more moving in that headspace of being single and their own person, as opposed to kind of moving from that place of a more of a marriage-minded person who understands that they're in a union now. It's not so simple to just walk out the door, because actually that has an impact on my marriage, on my wife. So this is one of the signs where, again, you want to be paying attention to that. If that is something that is happening more frequently, I would say those are the moments for some conversations, because you don't want that to become a pattern. And I'm pretty sure, or I'm hoping, that Brianna and Vincent are going to be able to have a conversation about setting some boundaries. Even when disagreements like that happen, there needs to be some clear boundaries about what is okay to do after a disagreement and what isn't. And in my own personal relationship, it's not okay to come and leave the house and go and sleep, in your own property and stuff. No way. And for me, I think personally, I just have an awareness of what may trigger certain other things for me. So that's kind of walking in and out and just kind of opting in. And if you don't like something or we get into a disagreement, you opt in out. That just wouldn't work in my relationship. So again, guys, it's making sure you know and you discuss it with your partner as to what works, what is okay, what's not okay, and make sure you've had those conversations prior to marriage. That's always a good place to start. So some premarital counselling is definitely something I would recommend. But of course, this is Married at First Sight. So they're going to be doing their counseling, obviously, whilst they're in their marriage. Now, the second sign is when your spouse or partner is so heavily invested in their friendship groups and doing activities with them that they actually now start to breach the boundaries that you as a couple have set. This was actually something I picked up in the relationship of Eric and Virginia. Now, guys, I haven't even gone into all the videos on them because we've been following Chris and Paige's relationship, and there is enough juicy, teachable moments in that relationship that has kept us pretty much absorbed. But Eric and Virginia, there are some clear signs of definitely single-mindedness over marriage-mindedness, and it's predominantly coming from Virginia, is when your partner is so heavily invested in their friendships. Like, I am personally very keen on people maintaining some friendships and hopefully, you as a couple developing your own group of friends as you grow in marriage, so that you have people who might be in a similar space as you. The problem I have here is Virginia is very focused on, I need my time with my friends, but I'm also going to be doing all the things I did as a single person, irrespective of how you might feel about them. Now, that attitude is a worry, because we already can see that Eric is doing his very best to try and compromise, to try and accommodate the fact that she needs so much space and time with friends, and that she wants to continue engaging in all the drinking and partying activities. But this moment where she talks about, I normally get drunk, and sometimes that means I pass out on my friend's couch who are male friends who are heterosexual, for her husband, that's just a step too far. And you could see, even for Pastor Cal, that was a step too far. But for her, it was kind of where she was resistant to really taking on board how her husband may feel about that. And that is, in my opinion, just one of those signs where that person is still very single-minded as opposed to marriage-minded. Because I think Eric really highlighted it. He was like, I don't think my wife sees this as a marriage. I think she's seeing it as boyfriend-girlfriend stuff. And there are different rules, and there's sometimes different expectations in boyfriend-girlfriend relationships than there might be in marriage. And again, it's about you both having those open dialogue, open conversations to make sure you both know, what do you expect? What do I expect? What is going to be our expectation from each other? Now, the third sign, guys, is when your spouse starts to lie and actually exclude you from activities with themselves or with other couples purposefully. Now, that is the third sign, guys. We're going to look at Haley and Jacob's relationship. Now, Haley did something in episode 6, and she basically went to some sort of drinks that she said she was having with the girls, but actually she went and lied, it appears, to her husband Jacob, and actually excluded him from joining in and being part of, an activity that involved other couples. Now, to me, that is slightly not only worrying, but it is a sign that that person is not got a marriage-minded focus. They're kind of moving more in a single-minded way, because Haley has highlighted that she's been single for many years, I think 6 or 7 years, before she's obviously met this stranger and got married to him. So she's spent a lot of time doing her own thing, and she's not really had to be accountable to anyone. Now, what I saw here was, when you see that your partner is willing to either omit the truth or almost exclude you from activities purposefully. I can't even say the word, guys. Purposefully exclude you from activities and actually tell a lie to make sure that you don't come, that is a worrying sign, because that is either a sign that they really aren't enjoying you and doing things with you, or they actually are trying to create space from you that they're not really able to kind of ask for, or maybe they're not that very much invested in this relationship, in this marriage, and their behavior is kind of showing you some of those signs. So again, these are just 3 key signs that I think you need to be paying attention to. If you are noticing them in your relationship, it's time to have some conversations, and those conversations need to be real and they need to be had very quickly. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I have so many other signs, but I thought I'll keep this video short, sharp, and sweet. Now remember, guys, grab your mugs, healthy relationships only. And of course, make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe and the bell so you never miss another video each and every time I upload. Take care, guys, and God bless. Bye.